In the US, millions of adults are walking around with silent kidney damage and have no idea anything is wrong until very late. There's no sharp pain, no dramatic movie-style collapse. Instead, it shows up as subtle things: swelling in the ankles, foamy urine, higher blood pressure, or just feeling more tired than you used to. Today, I want to help you protect two of the hardest working organs in your body by showing you 7 everyday foods that quietly overwork and damage your kidneys and what you can choose instead. Think about this. Right now, as you're sitting here, each of your kidneys contains about 1 million tiny filters called nephrons. Together, they filter roughly 50 gallons of blood every single day. That means your entire blood supply is being cleaned and recycled again and again, almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When those tiny filters are healthy, they're incredibly smart. They remove waste products and toxins, balance your fluid and minerals like sodium and potassium, hold on to the good stuff like proteins and nutrients, activate vitamin D, which keeps your bones strong and supports your immune system. But when they're damaged, those filters start to leak. That's when sugar or protein can show up in your urine, your ankles may swell, your blood pressure can creep higher, and your energy may quietly drain away. Most people over 55 never see it coming because kidney disease is often silent in the early stages. One last note. This video is educational, not a replacement for your own doctor. If you already have kidney disease, take medications for blood pressure or diabetes, notice swelling, foamy urine, or sudden changes in urine color, please bring those symptoms and any questions to your healthcare provider. Think of this information as a way to ask better questions and take more control over your daily choices. Now that you understand just how hard your kidneys work for you and how easily they can be overloaded after 55, let's start looking at the specific foods that quietly harm them, beginning with one that many people see as a cheap, harmless comfort food. Let's start with the first comfort food that quietly overloads your kidneys. Food shown. Instant noodles and cup ramen. Cheap, salty, and hard on your filters. Most people think of instant noodles as an easy, harmless meal. Just add hot water and you're done. But if you're over 55, especially with high blood pressure, diabetes, or borderline kidney function, that little cup can be a perfect storm for your kidneys.
Why are instant noodles a problem?
Are a problem. Yes,
well,
they're
they
loaded
contain
with sodium,
a lot of sodium,
and that alone can
raise blood pressure,
cause you to retain fluid, make your heart and kidneys work harder. But the trouble doesn't stop at salt. Many instant noodles also contain chemical preservatives like TBHQ, tertiary butyl hydroquinone, to keep the noodles shelf-stable, flavor packets, heavy and artificial flavors, MSG, and phosphates, refined white flour, which quickly turns into sugar in your bloodstream. Over time, this combination can increase blood pressure, worsen blood sugar control, force your kidneys to process extra chemicals, sodium and phosphorus day after day. Some experimental studies suggest that certain preservatives and additives can cause kidney stress and enlargement in animals when consumed in high amounts. You're not eating lab doses, but if noodles, chips, fast food, and packaged snacks show up often in your week, that chemical load adds up. A quick picture. What happens inside your body? Imagine this typical tired evening scenario. You're hungry, but don't feel like cooking. You toss a cup of noodles in the microwave. You drink all the broth because it tastes good. Inside your body, that meal hits you with a big salt surge, raising blood pressure and fluid retention, a blood sugar bump from the refined noodles, a wave of preservatives and phosphates your kidneys have to filter and excrete. If this happens once in a while, your kidneys can probably handle it. But if this is a go-to meal several times a week, those tiny filters get no break. Kidney-friendly swaps for noodle lovers. You don't have to give up warm, cozy bowls. You just want them to be kinder to your kidneys. Use low-sodium broth or dilute regular broth with water. Add a small handful of frozen vegetables, some leftover chicken, turkey, or tofu, herbs like garlic, ginger, and green onion for flavor. Choose whole grain or rice noodles without long chemical lists. You still get a quick, satisfying bowl, but with far less salt and far fewer additives your kidneys have to fight through. Food 2. Bright candies and artificial dyes, not just a sugar problem. Next, let's talk about something colorful that many adults secretly enjoy. Candies, like Skittles, gummies, and other bright, chewy sweets.
Most people think it's just sugar, and yes, sugar is a big part of the problem. But there are two important aspects for your kidneys.
Kidneys. Layer 1. The sugar load. Candies are pure, fast sugar with almost no fiber, protein, or healthy fats to slow it down. When you eat them, your blood sugar can spike quickly. Your pancreas has to release a big burst of insulin. Over time, repeated spikes can lead to insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes. And as we talked about earlier, diabetes is the #1 cause of chronic kidney disease. So every time blood sugar stays elevated, more sugar passes through those delicate kidney filters, causing irritation, inflammation, and that sticky glycation we talked about. Layer 2. Food, dyes, and additives. Those bright neon colors don't come from fruit. They come from artificial food dyes and other chemicals. Your kidneys are one of the main organs that help filter and excrete these dyes. While a single candy isn't going to destroy your kidneys on the spot, a lifetime of sodas, candies, colorful cereals, packaged snacks means your kidneys are constantly dealing with extra, unnecessary chemicals on top of everything else. Some dyes and additives have been under scrutiny for potential effects on behavior, allergies, and long-term health. Research is still evolving, but we already know this much. Your kidneys don't need them, and they don't help your health in any way. Better choices for a sweet tooth. You're allowed to enjoy sweetness. The goal is to make it less damaging. Instead of bright dyed candies, try fresh fruit berries, apple slices, orange segments. A small piece of dark chocolate. Aim for 70% cocoa or more. Homemade trail mix with unsalted nuts. A few raisins or dried cranberries. Watch portions if you have diabetes. Unsweetened coconut flakes. These still satisfy cravings, but offer fiber, healthy fats, less extreme sugar spikes, no waterfall of artificial dyes and chemicals for your kidneys to push out. Food #3. Fast food fried chicken. A glycation and oil bomb. Now let's move to a food that many people consider an occasional treat, but that can quickly become a habit. Fast food fried chicken. I'm not talking about the roasted chicken you make at home. I mean the big chain, deep-fried pieces coated in flour and soaked in industrial oil. Why fast food fried chicken is rough on your kidneys. There are several problems all stacked together. High heat plus battered coating equals glycation and AGEs. When protein, meat, and carbohydrate breading are fried at high temperatures, they create advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These AGEs are the same kind of gunk that forms when sugar sticks to proteins in your body. Once inside you, they add to inflammation and oxidative stress, and your kidneys have to help remove them. Seed oils and trans fat-like compounds. Many fast food restaurants use cheap seed oils like soybean or corn oil in deep fryers. These oils are heated over and over again, which can create damaging breakdown products your body has to detoxify. Your kidneys and liver end up doing extra work handling these oxidized fats. Salt overload. The chicken is often marinated, seasoned, and then salted again at the counter. That big sodium load raises your blood pressure and fluid retention, both of which stress your kidneys. Refined flour coating. The breading is usually made from refined white flour, which can spike your blood sugar, especially if you're already insulin resistant. When you combine all of that, you get a meal that spikes blood sugar, raises blood pressure, delivers damaged fats and glycation products, forces your kidneys to handle a flood of waste all at once. A more kidney-friendly way to enjoy chicken. You don't have to give up chicken, you just want to change how it's prepared. Buy skinless chicken, breast, or thigh. Marinated in olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, herbs like rosemary, thyme, or oregano. Instead of deep frying, bake or air fry it. Lightly coat with whole wheat breadcrumbs or almond flour if you like a crunch. Season with herbs and spices, and add just a modest sprinkle of sea salt. You still get flavor, satisfaction, and protein, but with far fewer AGEs, less salt, and better fats for your heart and kidneys. Food #4. Commercial. Never get stale bread. Hidden additives in every slice. Finally, for this part, let's talk about that soft, packaged bread that seems to last forever on the counter. At first glance, it looks harmless, fortified, enriched, maybe even whole wheat printed on the front. But turn the package around, and you may find a long ingredient list with preservatives that keep it soft for weeks, Sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup or sugar. Dough conditioners and improvers, including compounds like potassium bromate in some products. Why this matters for your kidneys. Refined flour spikes blood sugar. Many commercial breads, even some labeled wheat, are mostly refined flour. They act a lot like sugar once you digest them, causing spikes in blood sugar and, over time, stressing your kidneys. Additives like potassium bromate. Potassium bromate is used in some places to help dough rise and improve texture. It's been restricted or banned in several countries because animal studies have linked it to kidney and other cancers at high doses. While the bread you buy isn't served with those lab doses, the point is, your kidneys don't need an extra chemical to deal with when there are cleaner options available. Hidden sodium and phosphates. Some breads contain more sodium than you might expect. Certain additives may also contribute extra phosphorus, which can be especially concerning in people with kidney disease. Smarter bread choices. If you enjoy bread, and many of my patients do, here are some simple upgrades. Look for short ingredient lists you can pronounce. Choose true whole grain or sprouted grain bread. Avoid products that mention bromated flour or a long list of preservatives. Pair bread with protein, like eggs, nut butter, or hummus. Healthy fats, like avocado, to blunt the blood sugar spike.
And remember, even healthy bread is usually better in just 1 or 2 slices, not half a loaf.
In the next part, we'll look at 3 more everyday foods and ingredients: sodas, healthy sweeteners like agave syrup, and popular breakfast cereals, and how they quietly wear down your kidneys over time. Plus, what to reach for instead. Let's keep going and look at 3 more everyday foods and drinks that quietly overload your kidneys, plus simple swaps you can start using this week. Food. #5. Sugary sodas. Phosphoric acid plus sugar equals double trouble. If you grew up with cola, orange soda, or sweet iced tea in the fridge, you're not alone. Many of my patients, over 55, still reach for soda out of habit. It feels comforting, familiar, and refreshing. But for your kidneys, a can of soda is like a 1 to 2 punch. High sugar load. Acid and additives, especially phosphoric acid, in many dark sodas. How soda stresses your kidneys. 1. The sugar spike. A regular can of soda often contains the equivalent of 9–10 teaspoons of sugar. That sugar rush spikes your blood sugar quickly, forces your pancreas to release a big surge of insulin. Over time, pushes your body toward insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, and diabetes. As we've said, diabetes is the leading cause of chronic kidney disease. Every time your blood sugar soars, more glucose passes through those tiny filters, irritating them and contributing to long-term damage. 2. Phosphoric acid and acids in general. Phosphoric acid is added to many dark sodas to enhance flavor, preserve shelf life, help keep that fizzy bite. But your kidneys play a central role in balancing acids and bases in your body. When you constantly drink highly acidic beverages, your kidneys have to work harder to keep your blood pH stable. You may get extra phosphorus load, which is especially dangerous if you already have kidney disease. Over time, that extra acid and phosphorus can weaken bones because the body may pull minerals from bones to buffer acid, contribute to further kidney stress and mineral imbalances. Diet soda isn't a free pass. You might think, okay, I'll just switch to diet soda. Diet soda removes the sugar, but still loads you with acids, artificial sweeteners, other additives. Some studies have linked heavy diet soda intake with higher risk of metabolic and kidney problems, though research is ongoing. The bottom line, diet soda is better than regular, only in very small amounts, not as a daily habit. Kidney-friendly drink swaps. You don't have to drink plain water all day if you don't enjoy it. Try sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon or lime, a splash of 100% fruit juice for flavor, herbal teas, unsweetened or lightly sweetened with a small amount of honey if your blood sugar allows, infused water. Add slices of cucumber, orange, or berries. Unsweetened iced tea with lemon, a small amount of stevia if you like it. These give you flavor and hydration without dumping sugar and acids on your kidneys day after day. Food hash. 6. Agave syrup, the healthy sweetener that hits your liver and kidneys hard. For a while, agave syrup was marketed as a natural, low-glycemic, diabetes-friendly sweetener. It sounded like the perfect solution. Sweet, plant-based, and supposedly gentle on blood sugar. But here's the unpleasant truth. Agave syrup is very high in fructose, often 80–90% fructose, even more than high fructose corn syrup. Why high fructose sweeteners are a hidden kidney risk. Fructose behaves differently from regular table sugar. Sucrose. Fructose goes straight to your liver, where it's rapidly processed. Too much fructose can build fat in the liver, contributing to fatty liver disease. Increase triglycerides, blood fats. Promote insulin resistance. Over time, as your liver and metabolism get overwhelmed, your risk of prediabetes and diabetes rises. Blood sugar control worsens. Your kidneys are exposed to the downstream effects: more sugar in the blood, higher blood pressure, and more metabolic stress. Some studies also suggest fructose may directly promote the formation of uric acid, which can contribute to gout, increase the risk of kidney stones, add another layer of stress on those tiny filters. So while agave syrup may not spike your blood sugar immediately as sharply as table sugar, it can quietly damage the metabolic system that protects your kidneys. Better ways to sweeten your life. You don't have to live a dessert-free life. You simply want to treat all sweeteners as small extras, not daily staples. Use more whole food sweetness, less bottled syrup. Try fresh fruit or a small portion of dried fruit to sweeten oatmeal or yogurt. A small drizzle of real maple syrup or honey occasionally, if blood sugar allows, instead of agave. Stevia or monk fruit in very small amounts if you need a non-caloric sweetener. And remember, if you're already dealing with kidney disease, diabetes, or fatty liver, it's especially wise to think of sweeteners as special occasion tools, not everyday ingredients. Food-7. Sugary breakfast cereals and bioengineered grains. A rough start to your day. Breakfast cereals seem innocent, even healthy, especially when the box shows whole grains, added vitamins, smiling families. But many popular cereals are more like candy in a bowl than a true breakfast, especially for someone over 55 trying to protect their kidneys. What's hiding in that bowl? Refined grains and sugar. Many cereals, even some labeled whole grain, are highly processed, low in fiber, coated or mixed with sugar. That means a quick blood sugar spike first thing in the morning, followed by a crash not friendly to your kidneys or your energy. Seed oils and additives. Some cereals and granolas include vegetable oils and additives that don't offer much in the way of nutrition. Residues from farming chemicals. Large-scale grain crops like corn, wheat, oats, and soy are often heavily treated in agriculture. On some packages, you may see the phrase bioengineered ingredients, which can be a clue that the crop was genetically modified or heavily treated. While regulations and safety debates are ongoing, we know that farm workers exposed to high levels of certain weed killers and chemicals have shown higher rates of kidney problems in some regions. You may not be a farm worker, but low-level residues in many processed foods can add one more burden your kidneys don't need. A kidney-friendly breakfast instead. Instead of starting your day with a sugar blast and chemical cocktail, try breakfasts that support steady blood sugar, provide fiber and healthy fat, are lower in additives and chemicals. Examples: old-fashioned or steel-cut oats topped with a few berries, a small handful of unsalted nuts, cinnamon, plain Greek yogurt with sliced fruit, a spoonful of ground flax or chia seeds, eggs boiled, scrambled, or poached with a slice of true whole grain toast, sliced avocado or tomato. If possible, choose grains and products that are organic or from trusted sources. Have short ingredient lists. Are lower in sugar. Aim for cereals with no more than 5–6 grams of sugar per serving if you use cereal at all. Your kidneys will thank you for a breakfast that doesn't force them to clean up a metabolic mess before 9 a.m. You can't stop aging, and you don't need to. Aging is natural. What you can do is lower the pressure on your organs. Feed your body better building blocks. Protect your energy, memory, and independence for as long as possible. Your kidneys have worked silently for you, filtering, balancing, and protecting every single day of your life. Now, this is your chance to say thank you to them with the food and drink you choose. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're simply at a new stage of life that calls for smarter, gentler choices. I'd love for you to take one more step with me. Which of these changes will you start this week? Cutting back on soda? Swapping instant noodles for a real soup? Choosing a better breakfast? Saying no to the bright candy and yes to fruit? Tell me in the comments. I'm starting with this week. When you write it down, you're much more likely to follow through, and you might inspire someone else your age to do the same. If this video helped you understand your kidneys and your food choices more clearly and gave you hope instead of fear, I'd be honored if you would. Tap like so more people over 55 can find this information. Subscribe to the channel for more trusted, science-backed health tips for life after 60. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos on foods that support kidney repair, simple exercises to protect your joints and heart, ways to improve sleep, energy, and memory without extreme diets. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be a little bit better this week than you were last week. Your kidneys and your future self will thank you.